Thanks for dropping in to Get Out of Your Way, a confidence overhaul podcast for those souls that desire bigger and bolder lives. I'm your host, Meg, dishing out the truth about moving into your confidence zone. Because sometimes it's really the stuff we hide from that holds us back. So sit back and relax as we dive into this week's confidence conversation. May it help you shift into becoming the badass that you desire. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the show. Today, I want to talk a little bit about stepping into a new season, a new chapter of life. Recently, I celebrated a birthday, and normally my birthdays are pretty lackluster. Usually spend them by myself, with the quick happy birthday from my partner or my kids. And I usually hide the fact that my birthday is happening for somewhat odd reason. And I think it was just me being petty because I figured that my friends needed to know me better, and I was feeling sorry for myself that they weren't. So I'd hide the fact that my birthday was, on a certain day on Facebook, and would be angry when my friends didn't remember because Facebook didn't remind them. But instead, this year, I played it a little bit different. I left my birthday on Facebook as the actual date and just intentionally received all the love that poured in. No matter where it came from, no matter who it was, or if they were reminded, I didn't care. Because every single one of those people took time out of their days, even if it was 5 seconds, to say happy birthday. And that made me feel incredibly special. They didn't have to do that. They could have just kept going about their days and just ignore the fact that Facebook said, hey, it's Megan's birthday. But instead, they sent love. And so I intentionally sat and I received every single well wish that was sent my way. And the difference in feeling that I had from previous years to this year was exponential. This year, I felt very full, that I had absolute support all around me. No matter where it came from, it was there, and I didn't have to hunt for it. I didn't have to beg for it. It just showed up. So from here on out, I'm not going to put expectations on people. I'm just going to receive what they can give me, because I can't expect them to know how I'm feeling. I can't expect my friends and family to know what's going on in my head. I need to tell them. And if I don't tell them, I can't expect them to just understand that I need support, which is what I used to do. I used to hide in my house and wallow and wait for somebody to come save me. I had to save myself. Nobody else was coming. And I know we've heard it all before. There's a trending reel. I think it's Mel Robbins that said it. It says, nobody's going to save you. Nobody else is coming. And she's absolutely correct. Nobody is coming. So stepping into this new chapter of my life, I have decided that I'm going to title this chapter, It's My Turn. It is my turn to be the main character of my story. It is my turn to stand up for exactly what I want and take what I deserve. No more doing things to keep other people happy. No more putting myself through hell trying to make sure that everybody around me has a smile on their face, no matter if I did or not. No more putting people before myself. This is my turn. I'm going to do what I need to do to fill my cup. And then everything left over, once my cup is full and overflowing, that's for everybody else. I'm going to step into my own power. I'm going to step into the version of myself that doesn't need anybody else to come and tell me that I'm doing okay. I'm going to step into the version of myself that is unapologetic, that does things because I feel right doing them, not because the crowd watching me wants to see it. I'm going to do things that are unexpected. I'm going to do things that blow not only your guys' minds, but my own as well. I'm going to step into a person or a version of myself that doesn't take no for an answer. I'm going to take what I deserve. And I'm going to spread all of the knowledge that I learned through this process to every single one of you in the meantime. Everything that I do, every step that I take is going to be a learning experience. Every step that I take is going to be something that moves me forward. Even if that step looks tiny to the outside world, but huge to me, I'm still going to take it. I'm no longer taking steps so that the Instagram world or the Facebook world is proud of me. I need to take the steps so that I'm proud of me. I don't need to take steps in order to have a photograph or photogenic moment so that I can share with everybody. It's not going to be pretty always. It's going to be messy, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be adventurous. And I'd love for you guys all to come along for the ride. It took me 2 solid days to sit down and actually record this episode. There was a whole lot of overthinking happening. There was a whole lot of doubt, a whole lot of what the fuck am I doing? A whole lot of anxiety ridden. I didn't know what I was going to be saying. I didn't know if I was going to make any sense. I didn't know anything. And it dawned on me that I needed to just stop thinking about this podcast and these episodes as something that everybody else wants to hear. And I'm going to start treating these podcast episodes as something that I need to say, no matter what it is. Things that pop into my head for whatever reason and call to me to share with the world. That's all this is going to be. I'm not always going to have profound lessons in these episodes. I'm not always going to have profound and wisdom flying out of my face every single episode. Some of these episodes are going to be me ranting about what the hell's going on in my life. But somewhere in my compulsion to put these messages out into the world, there's something in these messages for someone out there. It may not be all of you. It may be you one day and not the next episode. But someone out there needs to hear what I have to say. And I think I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to be okay with the unpredictability of this podcast. This is me getting out of my own way. I'm no longer going to have self-doubt about some of the topics that I bring up, because some things are scary to hear and some things are triggering to hear. But I'm not going to sit here and hold everybody's hand through my episodes in fear that they're going to send hate mail or that I'm going to offend somebody. I can't bring myself to filter what I need to say for your protection. If, and for whatever reason, if my words trigger you or offend you, that's you. That's on you. That's your story. And if you would like help to unpack why that triggers you, I'm more than willing to sit down with you and help you through it. I'm a very non-judgmental person, and no matter what your background is and no matter what your story is, if something triggers you or something pushes you or pushes those little buttons, that's an indication to me, in my opinion, that you have work that you need to do. Fuck, we all have work that we need to do all the time. We're never done the work. We can think that we have gone through an issue and solved it, and then 2 years later, it fucking pops back up again. That's life. Life is a moving spiral that goes upwards. It can go down as well. And some of us find ourselves on a downward spiral, but it's our job to catch that downward spiral and reverse the motion and start heading back up. But if you think of a spiral and you start moving downwards and you hit those pain points, you're going to probably hit those pain points coming up again. And that's okay. You need to go through things over and over again to fully move through them. You can't expect to have one session of therapy or coaching or healing and be completely done with that. Some traumas and some issues take multiple healings to get through. The game of healing ourselves and the game of finding ourselves isn't a cut and dry, let's buy a book and figure it out kind of a process. It's diving deep. It's facing your shadows. It's finding things inside of you that you didn't even know existed. And it's facing those and transforming those into something better. The game of healing is not an overnight process either. The game of healing takes years. You will probably heal for the rest of your life. But it does get a little bit easier each time you go through that process. You learn tools to make it through. You gain insights. You begin to learn the trigger points. You begin to feel into your body and recognize immediately before the spiral going downwards gets too bad. The game of healing is about stepping into that self-worth and knowing that no matter what fucking comes your way, you're going to handle it. Stepping into that version of you that is unapologetic and understands that you can't be cut and dry. You can't be a person that knows everything, because you never will. You can't be that person that's better than anybody else. And you also can't be that person that thinks everybody's better than them. Something that dawned on me while I was recording this just now, actually, is that if you walk into a room and you're the smartest person there, you need to move rooms. Find rooms that you will grow in. But when you walk into a room where you think everybody else is better than you need to change your frame of mind. Everybody has their own story. Some people are better at hiding their shit than you are. That's the only thing that they're better at. Everybody has their own things going on. Nobody is better than anybody else, but we all have something to learn from each other. That's my lesson for today. So when you go out and you feel like you're being judged by the people at the gym, or you're walking through the grocery store and you feel judging eyes following you, remember that they have their story too. And those judgmental eyes may not even be judgmental. Maybe they're looking at your aura and they see a power inside of you that you have not tapped into yet. Not all eyes looking at you are judgmental and negative. Some eyes are looking up to you and wondering how they can become a person like you, a confident, wise person like yourself. I've walked into rooms where I thought the person across from me was a complete arsehole and that they thought that they knew everything and that they were, king shit. Then come to find that they were completely insecure. They were shit in their pants. They didn't know what they were doing in that room. They were scared. But they hid their fear and they put on this mask of confidence just to get through the day. So you don't know who you're looking at when you look across the room at the person you think is judging you. You have no idea. You have no idea their struggles. You have no idea their pain. You have no idea how hard it was for them to get out of bed this morning, to get to the gym, or to go to the grocery store to pick up groceries for their kids. You have no idea. All you can say is that I did what I did best for myself, and I spread kindness to every person that I came across. That's how you can be a good person. That shows perfect character. So, as you go out in this day, no matter when you're listening to this podcast, the next time you go out into public, just remember that everybody that you pass by has their own story. And the best thing that you can do to aid anybody and yourself in that situation is to spread love. To just know that no matter what story what their story is, that they are just people like you. Because we're all in this game of finding ourselves. We're all in this game of healing ourselves. And we're all in this game of crazy, crazy, crazy shit. There's so much going on in the world that we can't even begin to understand. So go out there and spread love. Go out there and be kind to yourself and be kind to other people. Go out there and be your most unapologetic, authentic self. And, just get out there and do your thing. I'm going to go out and this morning I was on the treadmill and I was dancing. And normally I would go, oh my God, what was I doing? That was crazy. But instead, I probably gave somebody a laugh in the gym. And to me, that was me making somebody else happy. Switching their mood. Maybe they were in a bad mood prior to that. And now they've had a giggle because I was dancing on the treadmill. So I'm going to end my podcast there. Go out and be kind. I love you all, and I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for joining me today. For more truth and badassery, head on over to megnicole.coach on Instagram. If this podcast happened to rock your world, and you think it might rock someone else's as well, be sure to share it. Perhaps we can all be a part of changing someone's view on life. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Catch you all next week.